All right, what's up, YouTube? All right, so today I'm finna lace y'all up on how to make $1 million in 5 years. Okay? 1 million, okay, in 5 years. $1 million. 5 years. Here it goes, right? Now, I'm gonna start to pin in this video, in the comments, I'm gonna pin all the other videos that have to do with this business that I've already done previously. All right? This is a $1 billion business, and this is how it works. It's a 10-step process, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do, I have my notes here, you know what I'm saying? When I take notes on something, you guys really need to pay attention, okay? The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a customer. The way I'm gonna find that customer, and the customer is going to be a homeowner, okay? Customer slash homeowner. So the way I'm going to find the homeowner is I'm either going to walk right up to their door and I'm going to knock. I'm going to say, hey, my name is Nicholas Ferguson. I'm with so-and-so. And I'm going to give them my spiel, okay? And I'm specifically only there for hail and wind damage. That's it. It's written as an act of God. So therefore, it can't raise their insurance rates. That's a key factor. I don't want to go around throwing people under the bus and getting their rates doubled where they just paid for all that shit in the end and I just made a profit. That's not what I do. Okay? So I'm going to get a lead. Either I'm going to walk up to the door or I'm going to get it from another company that I partner with. Okay? I'm either going to get it from them or I'm going to walk up to the door. Either or, right? It's way easier when you get it from a lead company because the homeowner knows why you're at their door right away, 95% of the time, okay? So door knocking, you have to be a little bit smarter. So I'm going to get that lead, right? I'm going to do, so when I get that lead, that's step number one. Now, step number two, I'm going to get them to say yes to my 10 or 15 minute roof inspection where I walk around their property, analyze the damage, and see if there's enough as to where I think their insurance company is going to buy them all new siding or a whole new roof or both. You know what I'm saying? Gutters, window wraps, everything on the exterior of a house that gets damaged in a hailstorm, right? So when they say yes, now we're on to step number 3. After I've done my inspection and I've assessed that yes, you do have enough damage, I'm going to figure out what insurance company they have, because what insurance company they have is going to make all the difference, because there's a time frame of how long they have to make a claim, which is 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years from the date that the hailstorm occurred, which is called the date of loss, okay? Once I figure all that out, then I'm on to step 4, okay? Step 4 is where I call the 24 hours department the claim number. Don't call the agent. The agent will spin the homeowner and send out a guy that specializes in bullshitting and denying roofs. That's not who we want. We want the insurance adjuster. How we get the adjuster is only through the claims department. If you call anybody else, you're just fucking yourself as a homeowner. If you don't have me or somebody like me standing next to you, you're fucking yourself. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just being honest, you guys. That's how insurance companies work. You got to have a pro in your corner, or you're going to get like $10,000 when you should have got 50 to replace all your damage. They're going to replace half your roof. Trust me, they play games. We're not going to get into all that right now, right? So I'm going to call the claim in as we're doing the paperwork, which takes about a half hour. It's just 8 pieces of paper with their basic information, claim number, all that. We get the claim number as I'm calling it in, okay? Can't get the claim number without calling it in, right? So the paperwork and calling the claim in, that goes together, man. You got to do that at the same time, right? So as I'm doing this, as I'm filing the claim with the homeowner, I'm telling them who I am. I'm giving them all my information, my phone number, my business information, all that stuff, because they want to make sure that I'm not Joe Blow out just bullshitting, right? So you got to have some credentials to be able to even be calling these people talking this shit, okay? So no, I do not have a contractor's license. I do not. For what I do, I don't need a contractor's license. The person that handles the production side, they do. That's another story. Get to that later, okay? So when I call, I fill in all the blanks that I need to on the paperwork, which is really easy. Takes about a half hour. I get the claim number, then I fill that in on all the papers. It's like a 48-hour time period from when I call, from when they call the homeowner back and say, hey, we're going to be out there at Monday at 1 o'clock. My name is fucking Ted fucking Cruz. And I'm your adjuster. Okay? At that point, they need to relay that information to me if he doesn't relay that information to me himself. Either or, they both need to tell me that. As a homeowner, you need to stay in contact with me and don't miss a phone call. Okay? So, like, I make it really easy for you as a homeowner, but you have to help yourself also a little bit along the way. I can't do everything. Okay? The insurance company wishes I didn't exist because we bleed them for billions of dollars every year to help you guys out and to make a profit ourselves. We're not saints, okay? I'm not trying to tell you that I'm just like in this out of the good of my heart. Hell no, I'm trying to get paid. And it needs to be a lot because I can get a lot done, right? So at that point, and now all that has happened in one day. Step 1, 2, 3, 4 can all happen in one day. Sometimes there's delays, but that step can happen in one day. Then we're on to step 5, right? Meeting with the insurance adjuster. Okay? Remember, I told you he's going to call. He set the appointment. Now, this is the appointment that I'm attending. Homeowner, I'd like you to be there. If not, it doesn't matter. But it puts more pressure on them also when they're looking at you. If they're going to try and lie or bullshit, they're going to have to do it right in your face. You know? It's one thing for them to tell me, fuck it, we're not buying it. It's another thing for them to tell you who pays them. Okay? So, I'm going to meet with the adjuster, right? Now, it's a 90% chance that he's an independent adjuster. We'll get into all those details later, right? But that's going to make a big difference, potentially. So now at this point, he's either going to buy or deny the roof. If he buys the roof, great. I get everything built and everything's simple, right? But if he denies the roof, then I'm going to order a reinspection. You know? And soon as they order any kind of repair to a shingle and they're on the hook and they're liable, at that point, and at that point only, am I going to do a brittle test in an ITEL to see if there's a match for the shingle. If not, they got to buy the whole roof just off of one shingle being damaged. Okay, this is a technical way that I get them. Okay, so if the ITEL matches, then as I'm taking the ITEL sample, which is a sample of the shingle off of the roof, I don't like doing it, but I have to. Take a sample of the shingle, pull up the nails, pull it out. Then the one that overlaps that, I fold that up to like a 90-degree angle. Okay, basically until that's facing straight up at the sky. So if the roof's coming down a slope, I'm going to bend it so it's facing straight up at the sky, basically. You know? Some say a 90-degree angle, but it's whatever, right? If that shingle creases or breaks during that process, then it failed the brittle test and the insurance company has to replace the whole roof based on one shingle being damaged. You got to know your shit. You know, if a good contractor, right now, I have like 11 claims going. At this point, I'm like 10 out of 11, which is hard to do. It's hard to do that. You know, I'm trying to go 11 for 11. You usually are about 50%. Open 10 claims, 5 of them get bought, 5 get denied. Now, some of mine got half denied, but they bought a thing or two which made them liable. So now I'm going to hit them with all the technicals. And I'm going to get all those roofs bought. But I'm going to have to work on it a little bit. You know, a little bit of finagling and shit. You know, get the right photos, things of that nature, right? So, irreparability, that's my ace card. When everything else fails, that's what I rely on. We'll talk more about that later, right? Now, basically what I'm doing is I'm getting homeowner free roof, free siding, free gutters, free window wraps, free gutter helmet if they have that shit on over their gutters. It's kind of expensive. Anything that gets damaged, you know, their door wrap, their screens, I can get all that shit paid for on the outside of your house that you wouldn't even, you look at it and think there's nothing there. You'd think there's no damage. And I'll pull out a flashlight, pull out some chalk, start showing you all this shit, and you'll be like, what the fuck? It's there. You know? So it's anywhere from, the smallest job I do is about 10,000. The largest job I do is about 100K. They get bigger, but I'm just giving you an average ballpark. Okay? So, now step 5, that's a 1-day process. Okay? That's going to be 1 day. Now we're on to step 6. Okay? Now, if he buys the roof, you're going to have to wait for the check to come. It's going to be anywhere from like 1 day. If they electronically deliver it, it's going to be anywhere from like 1 day to 2 weeks on average. And at that point, when they get that check, they're going to call you. You're going to go meet up with the homeowner. You're going to get the actual cash value portion of the check, which is called ACV. We'll go more into that later. And you're going to do a color selection. You're going to pick that check up. Okay? Now you're on to step 7. You're going to go to the office. First, you're going to take all your pictures of the house, everything that you need. You're going to get the estimate. You're going to get the check from the homeowner. They're going to endorse it to the company, right? When they endorse it to the company, you bring it in, you drop it off, and then you get your $1,000 draw. That's the first time you get paid. You get paid $1,000, right? Give or take, you know. And I'm going to push for that to be more, but long story short. But about $1,000 is what you get on the front end, right? So then it's up to the office to handle their business, to handle all the production, to do all the finagling with the insurance desk adjuster, to know all the code line items, all the supplements. Shit I don't even want to deal with, man. Right? So that's why I partner with somebody else that handles production. I could do it all myself, but I don't even want to deal with this shit, you guys. If there's a problem, I'll get a phone call, but I'll call Paul and be like, Paul, hey, this is a problem. And then he has to step in and deal with it. You know? So I don't want to have to deal with everything, you guys. That shit will burn you out. He makes a lot of money, but I don't, I only need about $200,000 a year is what I'm shooting for, right? So a good company owner, as far as like production company, they should be making about at least $1 million a year. At least that. Some probably make, I'd say 1 to 10 million a year, So, but you got to have 10, 20 guys like me to be able to reach those numbers. So yeah, the office got to handle all their shit, order all the supplies, handle the supplementing is like cutting, okay? It'd be like, hey, Paul, I bring you a brick, right? Let's say one of these contracts, look at it as like a brick or something, right? Just for motherfuckers who've been in the streets and understand that. Look at like I bring Paul a fucking, which I don't sell drugs, don't do none of that shit no more in my life. But let's say I bring Paul a kilo of coke and I'm like, here, it's $20,000, right? The reason I'm partnering with Paul, aside from production, is because he handles the supplementing. What Paul's job is now is to take that $20,000 product and make it worth 30 or 40. It's already a good profit. Then Paul does his thing, it's even more of a profit. Paul cuts the claim, supplements, and the number goes up, and our profits go up. That's why I have a partner, even though I have my own company also. Okay? I'll explain this all in the end. You'll understand it. You don't need to know too much right now. But that supplementing is everything. You gotta have a good supplementer, or you're just killing yourself. You're leaving money on the table, and we don't do that, right? So now we're on to, okay, and all, so 6, 7, and 8, all that step all happens in one day. Okay? So now we're to step 9, which is make sure the work's done before the deadlines, because there's a deadline. The insurance company gives you a certain amount of time. Make sure it's done before the deadline. Extensions must be in writing, period. A roof takes about a day and a half, a roof takes about a day to 2 days. The gutters take about a day. Siding takes about 1 to 2 days. Window wrap take about a day. Every trade basically takes about a day, give or take, or not even a day, but at least that, But it might not be the whole day, depending on how much work they got to do. You got to make sure there's no issues between the customer and the builders. And if there is, I'm calling Paul like, hey, Paul, you got to take care of this shit. I'll get a phone call maybe from the homeowner because they know me personally. I'm the one that builds up the personal relationship and the trust with the homeowner. They never really meet Paul. They might talk to him once or twice. They might know he exists, but they never meet Paul. I am their point of contact from start to finish, right? So now and that's a 1-day process, right? Basically, a build is basically 1 day, okay? So now, and that's step 9. So now we're to step 10, right? And step 10 is where you collect the final RCV check, which is replacement cost value. That's the full amount. That's when everything's done. The insurance, once we build the roof, the insurance company is going to release the rest of the money to the homeowner in a check. Then they sign that over to us. And then I bring that in to the office. I drop that off and I get my final payment, which is going to be anywhere from, on average, about $3,000 to $7,000 per job. Okay? Per job. And then you want to make sure you get good reviews, because for every good review you get, that's an extra $100 bonus. So you don't want to leave money on the table. If I do you a good job, I'm going to need you to leave me a good review. I'll even come over there and help you finagle the computer and all that. You got to write it. But I'll show you, I'll make it easy for you, because it's in my interest. And that's one of the biggest things about any company is having good reviews, you guys, because everybody looks at that shit these days if they're smart. If they're smart, they look at that shit, right? On average, this is about a 1-month process. Sometimes longer when you have to start fighting and ordering re-inspections, it's going to be longer, right? But on average, best case scenario, it's about a 2-week to a 1-month process. Now, I'm trying to make $200K a year. To do that, I need to have 40 or 50 roofs. Houses. We'll just say 40 or 50 houses / customers. Right now I have 11. Okay? And I got about 6 months as far as a full year cycle, left of actually, because I don't work in the wintertime. I only work like 7-8 months a year to make this much money. So that's what I'm on. That's what I just put you up on. Either you can just not understand this shit. I feel like it's pretty simplistic. I'm going to get into all the nitty gritty, all the details, all the shit to make you a real professional though, because right now you don't know enough. You know enough to go get hired. If you study what I just told you, you know enough to go get hired, but you're not skilled yet. So you still need to kind of attend the seminars. So I'm going to show y'all some shit. Oh, shit. All right, so check it out. So this is my homie's hat, right, that he designed. So I got the Pinky's coat, right? Ordered that off of, I forgot where I got it from. I'm not telling y'all anyway. You got to figure it out yourself. Man, look at the match, though. This is the Bret the Hitman Hart, the custom. My boy did the WWF. I'm not much of a wrestler fan, but he kind of was when he was a kid. He's not anymore, but he did the WWF wrestling pack. And, you know, designing hats was like a dream for him, man. So this is like a dream come true, man. So, you know, I'm 45 almost. My boy's like 41, 42. We're just starting to really do what we want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, killed it though. Man, drip game, killed it. Come on now. I gotta go pick my wife up. She's gonna be talking shit, man. I'm like 5 minutes late. See what I'm saying? I have to make sacrifices for y'all. You know, so just know this shit ain't easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, working up like a bit of a sweat here and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get nervous on camera and shit, but when I have to focus and I'm reading shit, it makes me a little bit like, I don't know, it makes me a little anxious. It makes me, you know, makes my body temperature go up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't really like doing this shit, you guys. I know I have to because I feel like I owe something back, you know, but I don't really like doing it. That's 100. I'm out.